Welcome back to Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI, here at Nola Motorsports Park in Avondale. I'm your coach, Rick Gailey, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nadeau, and we're so very fortunate to have the Landry Walker Charging Buccaneers here today, led by head coach Emanuel Powell, and he is joined by Javon Carter, a wide receiver for the Charging Buccaneers. What a great nickname that's turned out to be, with Landry and Walker uniting into one school. Renee.
Coach Powell, first of all, he's no stranger to the show because he's got so much talent on this team. I'm sure he'll be back on again. Played at O'Perry Walker, played at Utah.
Correct.
10 years in the business, 6 years at Landry Walker. Emanuel, who's had the biggest impact making you the coach that you are today?
Well, I think the person that's most been influential in my life has been Tommy Levine. He was my defensive coordinator when I was at O'Perry Walker. Taught me a lot of good tricks as a trade, and he's just been so influential as I walk through life and through my journey. So it's been Tommy Levine.
Javon Connor is with us today, and he's that speed guy. Yes. First of all, make a comment. What kind of guy is he? He's the guy that stretches the defense a little bit, Emanuel, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He stretches the defense. You know, sometimes people don't want to see him step out there because of the excitement that he brings to our offense. He's the guy that, you know, we want to get him into quick areas and get him out of there. He has 4.38 speed, so he's one of those guys that can go the distance at any time. So we're excited to have him.
Javon, you've got Southern Miss, Tulane, Utah, some schools looking at you. Do you have any visits planned, and when do you think you're going to make your final decision?
My final decision will probably be on February 5th, signing day. I'm probably take my visits probably after football season, during track season. I really need track to get more faster, but like around that time.
Excellent. Coach Powell, 2-1 on the season after going 12-2 last year, making it to the semifinals. Good car team that you happen to have to play twice. I know what that's like.
Yes,
okay, I used to be in the same curse with John Curtis, so I know what that's like. But you've gotten off to a good start this year.
Yes.
At 2-1, beating South Lafourche, beating Miller McCoy. But you did lose a tough one last week in triple overtime to Hornville. Talk about the challenge that you have this week in getting your team over that disappointment and back on to the West Jefferson Buccaneers.
Well, it's been one of those things where it's life lessons being taught all the time on and off the field. We learned some things last week that we need to continue to grow and continue to build on. Just get them to refocus, getting the team to refocus, rededicate themselves, and come out with the same fire and desire that we had against Highville. We come out every week the same way versus a good West Jefferson team coming up on Friday night. So it's going to be a good match. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking for our kids to come out and just play exciting Landry Walker brand of football.
And Javon, you talked about what you've got to work on in the future. Tell me right now what your strongest assets are, that if I'm a recruiting coach and I've got one scholarship left, tell me why I should give the scholarship to you.
If you have one scholarship left, you should give a scholarship to me because I'm a hard worker. I'm dedicated to football. I dream about football. I've been playing football since I was 4 years old. I see athletes on TV, these big houses, $1 million, they got their family out the, you know, tough situations. That's what I want to do. It's my dream to get my family out of tough situations. You know, see my mama make it. So like football could lead me to that. So that's what I do. I'm dedicated.
Coach Powell, excuse me, Coach Powell, you got a lot of talent on this team, but you don't just roll the football out there and guys just play. You got to put it together. What makes this team special? Is there a chemistry? When did you feel like a light came on that this team could be something a little special?
In the summer, 7-on-7, just to see them come together as a team, as a whole, play together. Example, we have two quarterbacks that we use on and off the field. We use them both at the same time, and they both share the same ideas, the same likes, and you know, you wouldn't be able to use a two quarterbacks system unless the two quarterbacks are able to get together, and they're always trying to help each other and teach each other. So with that being said, in regards to the team process, it translates over to the team and everybody's working together. You know, in the past I've had a lot of great individuals, but this year I have a real good team that I think can go very deep into the playoffs.
Javon, steel, iron sharpens iron. In that practice every day, you're going against some guys that are going to be playing at a college level. How does practice help you, and how competitive is it every afternoon on a practice field?
Oh, practice. Practice is really harder than the game. I have my team's a great defense. It's like in college. It's very competitive at practice. I have Marquise Green. He is a big D1 prospect. You know, he gives my effort out every day at practice, doing 1-on-1, 7-on-7. Really, I get better as a player during practice. Practice brings it all out.
And Coach Powell, you have a young man that you lost during the summer that your team is honoring this week, I believe, on Friday at the West Jefferson game, Johan Yogi Kenner. Why don't you talk about Yogi and what he meant to the team?
Well, as you know, that we came together, or Landry Walker came together just about a year and a half ago now. And he was one of the brightest front page kids that embraced the whole atmosphere of a Landry Walker team. He's been one of the kids that helped as a stepping stone to bring this thing together for Landry Walker with Charging Bucks. And he's been a star shining ever since then. And he's one of those kids that you would love to just take home and just nurse him and bring him back to school. And he's one of those kids that got it done on and off the field in the classroom. So, you know, he was just an honor to have coached.
That's excellent. And Javon, you must have had a favorite player when you were growing up. You're talking about playing football since you were very, very young. Did you have a particular player or a particular team that was your favorite?
Well, I always been a Saints fan. It was Deuce McAllister when I was little, when I was around 6, 7 years old. Before Hurricane Katrina, it was Deuce McAllister for the Saints. And also Joe Horn. You know, they was the old Saints players. Yeah, that was my players and team, the Saints.
In the last minute, Emanuel, you went into triple overtime last week, and the ending was not like you wanted it. But what positivity did you come out of that last week?
Well, we fought through adversity, and we never quit, and we never say, die. So at the end of the game, it was a great game on both sides. On my side, Landry Walker, and on Avondale side. But at the end of the day, you know, somebody had to lose. But you know, life lessons was taught there also, and you know, you just got to continue to fight to that clock is 0-0-0-0, and then hopefully at the end that you prevail.
Well, Coach Powell and Javon, thank you so much for being here today. Let me tell you something about the Landry Walker Charging Buccaneers. They look you in the eye and they'll tell you their name when they introduce themselves, and they led the transition because it was not going to be an easy transition last year from Landry and Walker, two separate schools into one. Great job, football team led it. We're at Nola Motorsports Park here in the Event Center, one of the great places to host your special event. We will be right back with two more great athletes from Landry Walker.